after doing like basically everything, my opinion on Elden Ring is like I like the game. I just don't like the 40% of repeated bosses that I had to go through to get there.
I'm just not big on the open world aspects.
Yeah.
Like I loved every single Souls game, but I love boss fights, and so the going through all the collectible crafting stuff to find bosses and stuff, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Every boss fight that I played was amazing, but it was just took a little bit too long for me to get stuff. I don't know. I want to go back to the game and finish it eventually, but
it's definitely one of those games that benefits when you just have more time to play it.
I just don't have the time like I used to have to dedicate.
That's why I stopped playing it, because it was taking too long.
Well, it's one of the reasons why like I would hate it if like GTA 6 dropped in the next month or something, and I was like, I don't have any time to like just sit down and play this. Look, it's like Red Dead 2, right? Like I know that Matt, you have a pretty negative opinion on Red Dead 2.
It's just too slow. Same sort of thing that same position I had on Elden Ring, but with Red Dead Redemption 2, a lot of the stuff that made it slow, I think if they changed it, it would just be better for everyone. Like in Elden Ring, I can admit the things that I don't like. I'm like in the minority there. Like I don't. I'm like, yeah, this open world is very cool for people who like open worlds. I just don't like open worlds. With Red Dead 2, like the slowness of a lot of the animations and a lot of the it's just
skinning animals.
Yeah,
things like that.
There's just so much that elongates the game unnecessarily in the sake of realism, which I think if you removed, no one would notice it was removed, but it would just be a much more trimmed down experience. You know?
Yeah, I actually played the game. I rebeat it like 2 weeks ago, and I installed 3 mods. All 3 of the mods sped up animations, and it like took me 40 hours instead of 80, like it took the first time.
It was even worse on release. They actually dialed it back a little bit. Afterwards.
Yeah, it reminds me of like just playing GTA Online again and some of those like newer heists when like for instance, right, like in the first GTA heist, like when he's like your player character just puts like 1 stack of cash in the bag, and then in the new one they're like Rockstar's like, oh fuck it, rake it all in, just fucking we gotta run. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, but that's generally like what I get. I don't know. I don't have that many. None of us have time to play like a super slow game like that. It's one thing like if we were in our teenage years and it's like, oh wow, all we have is school and like some other non-important bullshit in a video game to fucking waste our time on. Now it's like when I was playing Red Dead 2 again, I'm like, oh fuck, he's really gonna like look at every single can of food inside the fucking cupboard. Like, no, just throw that shit in your
Back in the day, when I was younger, I would literally grind achievements in World of Warcraft, as in fly around the map, picking up critters and stuff. I must have spent like thousands of hours doing the most mind-numbing, boring shit that I would not touch with a 10-foot pole today. That's just the wonders of being young with no responsibilities, I suppose.
Honestly, like even like okay, so here's a great example of a game that fucking just kills your time. So Assassin's Creed, the new shit that's come out, so they have this like Valhalla, which I've never beaten the core game because it's just that fucking long. Like even when I was like hospitalized, I was home, like fucking I had nothing better to do than play a video game. I fired that up and I'm like, this is so fucking boring. I'm just going to this one point on the map, killing 3 guys over and over and over again. And so then I did the math, right? I'm like, okay, so I'm 70 hours into the game, right? Fuck the sunk cost fallacy. I'm just going to stop playing right here. Who fucking knows if it's going to take me 150 hours to see the credits roll? Then I loaded up Assassin's Creed 2, and I counted my whole hours played. I'm like 16 hours total. I beat the whole fucking game and enjoyed all that content again. I'm like, wow. Immediate, like, here's fucking filler. Shitty Netflix adaptation filler, and then here's like the actual product that like takes way less time to finish and you get way more enjoyment. I'm like, I don't have that time for single player shit. But I think a lot of it is due to the fact that they release these games, they have them filled up with like these analytic like trackers, so like, they know what like gets people addicted.
That's what
right?
Because Origins and Odyssey were both like very similar in terms of like the amount of stuff you can do, but there's just so many more little things that just drew you to meaningless stuff in Valhalla for some reason. It was just so, because Origins was great, I thought, and Odyssey was really good because I love Greek history and like mythology, and then Valhalla I was like, this is cool as fuck, but then I just stopped playing it and didn't even like realize why. It's because it was just boring. It just kept making you do stupid shit.
Well, it's one of those games where it's like, hey, are you an assassin? Wait, no, wait, Assassin's Creed? No, we're fucking Nordic Vikings now, and that's pretty much the whole story. Fuck the whole assassin angle of it. But that's, I don't know, that's gaming for me in general. And, you know, it's not enough time in the day to fucking partake in it, okay?
Games these days just seem a lot more padded out than back in the past. I've recently decided to go back and play some of the great games that I've never played, like, you know, the Mafias and Max Payne and stuff. And I'm looking at the average time to completion. It's like 10 hours, 15 hours, max 20 hours. Not many AAA games that you get brought out today you can finish in 20 hours, right? Everyone seems to want to make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And I can respect Elden Ring for at least it's a huge game, but at least it's full of stuff, rather than, as you're saying, with Assassin's Creed, where it's just a lot of repetitive bullshit. Although you did also imply that Elden Ring has a bit of repetitive bullshit in it as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of reused fucking bosses all the time. It's like, hey, you like this boss? How about fight both of it at the same time?
I mean, Dark Souls 2 had that problem too.
Yeah,
but to some extent.
I don't know. I loved Elden Ring, and I think you can speed through the game. Like, once you beat it the first time and you did your exploring, you can really linearly go and fight like just all the demigods, like all the big bosses. Like, you can really skip everything.
I mean, finding stuff in the open world is what eats all the time. Once you know the stuff's there, like you can do it like that. Like, look at the speedrun.
I loved how smooth that game ran, man. Like, I just have to appreciate that I played a game day one that ran smooth for me at least.
You did.
Right? Like,
I did not. It was fucking horrendous, dude.
You guys,
mine crashed a lot.
A lot of you guys bought it on PC. This is why I don't. This is why I don't fucking buy shit on PC anymore. Okay, like I pay the same fucking money to play it, and then it runs like ass. And then the worst part is, you go on the fucking Steam charts, and everyone's like, "Oh, are you playing on your gaming laptop?" I'm like, "Oh, not this fucking shit again." Okay, I'm not on my gaming laptop. I'm on my big ass gaming computer that cost me thousands of dollars to build. What's the fucking problem? And then like everyone, the thing I hate about like PC gaming is like everyone tries to be an intelligent fuck about it. But I would wager 95% of the people have no fucking idea what's going on in their computer, right? On Steam. And they just like throw out random shit. Run it as administrator. Hey, fucking set this setting. I'm like, no, that's not what it is. It came out later that the engine that they were using just had like shader compilation issues. So like you basically just had to play the game once, and then your second playthrough would be stutter free because it would just like compile all those shaders. The shaders have to compile every time you see something new. It was fucking annoying. Nobody understood it, and that's the whole reason why I don't buy those games on PC. I just like, if I'm going to spend the same $60, I'll just buy it on the PS5 or fucking whatever the Xbox Series shit is. Call it a day. I don't fucking deal with any of that crazy, like, lag, day one stuttering, any of that bullshit. I don't have time for that. No one has.